Okay. Uh, Once again, a very warm welcome to everyone. A very good afternoon. Thank you for joining with us today afternoon. I believe my screen must be visible. So, few people are still joining in. With respect of that, with the people who have already joined, let's start it out with the session. So, I believe, as you rightly can see here, so what we are going to talk about today is one of the solution where the common IT task or IT challenges which we all are facing into our daily operations. That is what we are trying to address and acquire that all these challenges can be taken care, right? We are trying to see how that automation and AI can be incorporated into our IT space, right? So as you can rightly see it, using an automation, we are trying to automate almost 40% of the tasks, right? Using an AI. We know AI is a buzzword right now. We are using AI everywhere in all the streams, all the departments, everywhere, right? So that is where using AI, why can't we utilize it out to make sure that our efficiency is increasing? So we are trying to get 10x faster ticket resolutions, right? Along with that, it also AI can help you out to diagnose and troubleshoot commonly faced tasks. So that is where we are trying to streamline an IT operations using AI. At the same time, including AI will automate it out and it which can increase it out and improve out the efficiency. Right. So all these are part of a single platform. So moving further, so basically this is just an agenda. What will I'll just walk you through the platform, what it is, what is Atera a solution, how it has been evolved, what all functionalities it has, and I'll not go much in depth on the presentation. I would like to showcase it out to you real life use cases. I'll showcase it out the platform as well during the session. Right? Any queries or questions you have, feel free to put it out in the chat box or in the Q&A section. We'll definitely address all your queries at the end. With respect to the audience, definitely currently we have muted out all of you. However, you can put down all your queries and questions into Q&A or a chat session. Okay, so what we are addressing in today's world is basically we are trying to transform the traditional IT management with an AI powered IT. That is what we call it out as AIT, which is AI powered IT, right? So Atera is a solution, is a platform. It's a universal platform which is completely a SaaS based platform and which has multiple functionalities which are required from the IT operations and IT management perspective, right? So the solution and the platform is Atera. What is Atera? We call it out as an all-in-one IT management platform. Why all-in-one? Because it has the remote management and monitoring, the complete RMM module in it, along with it, the professional service, the ticketing and the help desk module. Everything, all these modules and the solutions on or the functionalities with a single pane of glass, right? A single dashboard, you have all these functionalities. That is the reason why we call it out as an all-in-one platform. How it helps? I'm sure you must be having multiple functionalities. Maybe you must be, few of you might be using it out some other tool as well in your organization. Few of you also might be using multiple different set of tools to achieve certain use cases or maybe from compliance front in your organization, right? But how Atera helps? Basically using, as it is an all-in-one platform along with incorporated of AI and automation, it helps to simplify and streamline the IT task, right? That is what is one of the key tasks or a key challenge which we are trying to address using a platform. It saves lot of amount of time and resources of our IT operations and IT team, because we know, we being in IT, all our IT resources or maybe IT executives or an admins, what we call, they are always busy on the call, right? I'm sure you all will agree with me. But then where they are busy, majority of the time they are spending it out into troubleshooting and commonly faced issues and all. So that is where we are trying to save lot of amount of their repeated tasks and also the resources, right? How resources, because it can help it out to you address many of the basic tasks automatically. Once you can save out a lot of amount of time of your team, definitely the efficiency is going to increase. You can utilize your IT team in more strategic way, in a more strategic projects. That is what are the key factors which we are trying to address using an Atera, right? So just giving you a background of Atera, it's the Atera has almost 12,000 plus customers. I'm sure now it must have increased it out from 12,000 to maybe around 15,000, but it's a global presence. It has more than 12,000 plus customers. It is present across the globe, across more than 100 plus countries. It is a solution which is into the market more than a decade now, right? It has all these, you can see this, all these valuation and the comparatives which has been done globally, like the certified agencies and the evaluators. So that is what a basics and the history of Atera. So it has been built more than a decade now. It has a data centers present across US and UK majorly. You can see these are the a few of the listed trusted customers, which are global customers like Sodexo, Domino's, right? Tenable. These are all few of the known customers, which are global customers of Atera. Of course, we have not listed out all the customers. Few of the listed names we have mentioned it out here. Okay, coming to the platform, right? I mentioned it out as an all-in-one platform. Why all-in-one? I'm sure you are seeing it out this slide on your screen, and definitely you must be relating it out to the different modules which you must be using it out in your environment, right? So as you can rightly see it, it's on a center. You can see the MS Azure, right? It's basically hosted on a SaaS platform on an MS Azure. It's a SaaS-based platform. Why? Because that helps you to have an accessibility from any part of the world, right? It's a completely cloud-based solution. It is hosted on Azure, and all the modules which are listed across this wheel, right? So starting out from a remote monitoring and management, the patch management, the complete asset inventory, like asset management, including the hardware and the software, right? The network monitoring perspective, the IT automations, even you can take out the remote access of your users. The one maybe many of you might be using it out some open source tools, or maybe the licensed one, maybe TeamViewer or something, right? So that remote access of your users, the complete end-to-end ticketing module, like the service desk and the ticketing module, the patch management, which is again a compliance part for a majority of the organizations. All these modules are a part of a single platform, a single dashboard where you get visibility and accessibility from all these perspectives, right? So I'm sure you must be using some or the other tools to manage all these functionalities, because many of these are a must to have solutions or the modules in any kind of an IT environment where you are as a leaders, you as a managers, you are need to make sure that everything on the business front is aligned from the IT front, right? So that is where you must be using multiple solutions. However, here all these solutions or the modules are part of a single dashboard or a single pane of glass, and all the modules can be integrated with each other, right? So all this are related to each other. So you have that correlation as well. On top of this, all these modules can work it out along with, you can see that AI suite, right? So this has an AI built in it, which works on all these modules. So I'm sure you all will agree with me once again on the AI front, where the Copilot, the Microsoft Copilot, and the OpenAI, right? The Chat GPT, which we said, these are two of the largest AI service providers in the globe right now. There are Gemini and other AI providers as well. However, these are two of the few front runners of in the global providers, right? So Atera in current IT global IT space, Atera is the only solution which has an integration with both of these AI platform, the Microsoft Copilot and the OpenAI. So these both AI engines are integrated with Atera. So whatever the AI functionalities, I'll showcase it out to you in further during the session, are integrated with these two AI modules, right? So I'm sure you will agree that because the reliability of these AI, we ourselves rely on those AI in our daily routine as well, right? So that has been integrated with Atera for a benefit and for the use cases of the streamlining IT operations, right? So these are the modules where we call it out as an all-in-one platform. Of course, one thing I missed it out, it supports all the platforms, the Mac operating system, the Linux, and the Windows, right? Okay. So what we say it out as a new way to do IT and the birth of a new category. Why we call it out as in the beginning, I said it out as an AI powered IT, which we call it out as AIT, right? So the AI which is there, today's agenda and the session is majorly, I can go through in detail on all the modules, but today I'll restrict myself to showcase it out majorly the AI capabilities and the automation capabilities of this platform, right? So when we say it, AI suite, which is there as a part of the solution, you can using AI, you can do all these stuff which are listed here. Of course, it doesn't, these are not the only things. There are multiple other things which can be done, but these are few of the ones which are listed, which we can commonly utilize for our IT operations. Like you can do device troubleshooting, you can understand it out the, you can summarize the tickets which are whatever are there, and you can get the automated AI generated response as well, right? Then you can generate scripts, you can analyze it out, you can run the analytics on those. So all these are few of the AI use cases which you can utilize it out from the platform itself. Okay. One critical thing, you do not need any, I said it out as in Microsoft Copilot and ChatGPT, right? But you do not need any license of Microsoft Copilot or a ChatGPT premium license, right? You don't need to buy any of those licenses. You just need to go ahead with an Atera license. The Microsoft Copilot and those ChatGPT are part of this, right? So you don't need to go ahead for a separate AI license of Microsoft or ChatGPT, right? So what we claim it out here. So it is not just the number. We have already deployed it out as I showed it out earlier as well. Hundreds and thousands of endpoints are already there, which are being managed across the globe using Atera. And these are the actual numbers through the survey and through the details which we have identified. So earlier, as a normal scenario, as an normal IT operations, compared to that, we are making it out as a 10x faster. The one as a tagline which we used it out on our first slide, right? So that is where we are seeing it out. So earlier, if we were resolving 7 days, 7 tickets a day by an engineer, using AI, we can claim that about approx 70 tickets can be addressed, right? How that I'll show it out to you on the platform itself. The average response time is increasing because it is also can be automated. That also can be done it out using just a single click. You don't need to even type it out, right? The average resolution time was, as an industry benchmark, it was about 4 hours. However, using AIT, we have got down that to approximately about 10 minutes, right? On a normal L2 task. So that is all. That is what the beauty about the platform and how we are increasing out the efficiency. Okay, you can see that the ticket resolution is 10x faster. The productivity we are increasing as a industry standard, or maybe as a survey, we have understood that and we have found out that almost approximately 11 to 13 hours are getting saved for per technician. Okay, technician means we call it out as an IT admin. We can say it. The quality is also increasing ours because few of the outputs are, we can define it out using an AI. So the human error or that can be reduced it out significantly when we are using it out AI, right? So this is just a dashboard. I'll show it out to you. I just kept it out on the slide just for your understanding. So it's like SaaS-based platform. You don't need to have any kind of a server or anything. So it's just the email address, and the onboarding takes hardly a couple of minutes, and you are start up and running the moment you enter out the details, right? So within 5 minutes, you can start using it, utilizing the platform at full strength. This also has a mobile application. Of course, it's not a separate costing for that. It's included under the solution. Mobile application for your IT admins, so who can manage, see the tickets on their fly on the mobile itself. And not only see the tickets from those mobile application, he can even take out the remote access of the user through the app itself. So it has that is also included in it under the package. and the app is available on both App Store and Play Store. Right? It has remote 24/7 remote support is already available. Along with that, it has a lot of knowledge base available, and the support is also available in multiple languages. Right? So from the security, when I say it out as a SaaS platform, definitely this will be the first thing which will come in our mind, that how my data will be secured. Right? So definitely, as I said, there are global customers who are already utilizing this solution and working it out along with this platform. So these are the certificates, these are the security measures which Atera takes from the data privacy and data protection front, right? So these all compliances are part of the solution. These are the certificates which they already are, like ISO, SOC 2, all these certificates are already in place. So from the security of the data is not to be concerned about, right? Now let's jump it out to a real-time use cases, right? That is what I would like to show it out. So okay, few of the value added that I'll show it out. I'll come back to this slide later. I'll jump it out to the use case. I'm sure there are certain write-ups which is there, but I'll just read it out. See, I'm sure you all will agree your IT team or maybe IT admins are majorly stuck or majorly working on few of the very common tasks on a daily routine, right? Like software installation, which I have mentioned it out in a row, right? The software installation, uninstallation, or maybe some user is some application is not working, he needs to restart the service, then it is working it out, or maybe some system related issues, right? So that these are few of the commonly raised queries by the users to the IT admins, right? How it can be reduced? Of course, user is going to raise out the queries for all these need, but as an IT admin, we are targeting it on how it can be automated, how it can be the response time, or maybe the time performed taken to perform those tasks can be reduced, right? So that is what we are going to do it out using an AI capability. Okay, hold on. I guess let me just share you the platform, and I'll show you how it can be. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible again. Yeah. Okay, so this is an actual dashboard which you can see it out as a real life platform which we are using it out in a in actual scenario at our office as well. This is the dashboard which is purely customizable. You can have the details on the monitoring front as you as an IT leader. What do you want to see it out on a glance? That is what you can configure out here, right? So what are the alerts? What are the activities performed? Which how many tickets are there, right? Which are the critical tickets? So all these things can be monitored it out from a dashboard itself. This is an actual view of a dashboard which can be seen at your end as well if you start using it out. The one which we talked about, right, is with respect to the asset management on AI, right? So let me just show it out to you. For an instance, see, there are multiple functionalities. Will not go in all the functionalities. I'll just show it out to you a few of the use cases. So for an example, I'm opening it out this system, right? And this is a system dashboard where I can see all the details with a single click. And all these details, the hardware details, software details, everything is been pulled in real time, right? So many of the time what happens is if there is an audit, on a lighter note, I'll share it out. Or if there is an audit, the IT team is always on the run to make sure that their Excel file or the details of the assets are updated, up to date, and make sure that before the audit, we need to make sure everything is aligned, right? However, using Atera, only thing is you just need to pull out a report because it fetches out all the details into real time. You don't need to go and check it out again whether that is up to date or not, right? So the use case which we were talking about, you can see it Copilot. So Atera also names their AI platform as Copilot and they call it out as Robin, right? So suppose for an example, I'm a user and I'm raising out a query to an IT admin. Uh, I want to install out a software, right? Like I want to install out, example, MS Studio, right? Visual Studio I want to install. What IT admin will do in a normal scenario, IT admin will download the setup from its source. It needs to check it out. If they already have a downloaded setup, they will shift it out or copy it out to the shared folder or maybe on a USB drive. The IT admin either will take out the remote access of the machine, or it will go on in person to that desk, take out the system access, and then they'll copy out and run it, right? I'm sure you will understand that takes at least about 10 to 15 minutes after the request minimum, correct? Instead, using this AI platform, what we can do it is the moment I got a request from a user that he wants to install out an studio, what I'll just type it out as install Microsoft Visual Studio. In plain lemon English, I'll just give a prompt to AI. The way we give the prompt to a chat GPT or somewhere, right? So similar way in a plain layman terms, I'll give this prompt to the AI, the copilot here on this dashboard, and see this. I'll check whether Visual Studio is already installed or, and if not, look for an automated way to install it for this device. So I don't need to even go and check whether that is installed on that system or not. Another thing is I don't need to even go and search out for the setup as well. See, this Atera, one thing I missed to convey is this has, as I said, from the AI front, it has an integration with Copilot and ChatGPT. From the repository front, it has an integration with Winget and Chocolatey. I'm sure you must be aware about Winget and Chocolatey, which are the global databases available across the globe and which has more than 40,000 plus applications, right? So that is what is closely integrated with Atera. So I just need to give out the prompt. See, it did not even take 2 minutes. I just gave the prompt and it directly searched it out. See, Visual Studio, it's checked it out on this system. I did not even go on that system. I did not take the remote access. This I'm doing it out sitting on my system only. It's not installed, only C++ distributors. So I'll kick off an automated install. So AI will ask you for a permission. I can install 22 professional via the managed software catalog. This, do you want me to proceed with the installation now? If I just type yes and hit enter, it will automatically install that in a silent mode on that system. Sorry, right? So you are not even taking the remote access of the system. You are not going in person on that device. The user who has requested for such kind of a request, they are continuing with their own work. Their work is not hampered, right? And you are doing all these in a silent mode. Don't you think that will improve the user experience as well? Right? So user is working, user raised a request and started working on his work. And you as an IT admin, you installed whatever the request they had raised, you have done it out from the backend, right? For an instance, so it is just about an example on a Visual Studio. For example, I want to install out, I'm a developer. I'm asking install Python, right? It will again check it out on the Python software, whether it is installed on that particular system or not. And this, everything is done by an Atera AI itself. So that means you save a lot of amount of time of your IT guy, IT admin to go there and search it out. Even from searching on the what you call the setups, that is also prevented, right? Because it is directly coming it out from the Winget and Chocolatey. I'm sure you also must have come across and you have heard it, the remote open source remote access tools, right? Like for example, Anydesk, there was earlier ME admin was also there. And if you remember, about a couple of years back, there was a security incident where a malicious code was injected into ME admin's setup itself on its website. So whoever was downloading that setup from their own legitimate website, the malicious code of ransomware was getting executed on their systems, and which impacted very heavily across the globe, right? So all these kind of queries, all the legitimate source and all, those all can be prevented using this functionality. You don't need to even search, go and find out the setup. See, I asked for the Python. While we were talking, within 2 minutes, it's checked and it is saying a Python is already installed on this system. This is the version. And it is also asking me, do you want me to help with a specific version or installing packages? Then I need to guide it out the way we give a prompt, right? So that is what is there from this particular front of installing, uninstalling. You can ask anything. Like for example, there is another use case which I will talk it out about. This is the another use case, right? The very common task, I'm sure you will agree it out, that people report it out. I am facing some system slowness issue, or I'm facing an printing issue. I'm unable to get print on from my system. Uh, Maybe network slowness issue, right? These are very common tasks which are reported by users to the IT team. And when such kind of tickets are raised, or maybe such kind of issues are reported, we as an IT team, what we do certain troubleshooting tasks, right? There are certain standard tasks which we need to perform. So for an example, if someone has reported an issue with printer, so what we will do as an IT guy, we will go on that system, we'll first check whether printer is installed or not, which printer is installed, the drivers are up to date or not, the printer spooler service is running or not, right? All these tasks we will check. Is there any error on that printer? Correct. All these are the few troubleshooting tasks which we perform as an IT guy, and that needs to be checked out on that system from where the issue is raised, right? So you instead, how Atera can help is, as I said it out earlier, again, I'll just put it out as printer diagnostics and hit enter, right? I'll tell this AI, I'll give a prompt that printer diagnostic. What it will do is it will go and check which are the printers installed on my machine, right? Then whether all the printer are up and running. If there is any error or any issue with that, everything it will check it out. See, it is just checking it out as a health check on the printers for this Windows endpoint. So it will check it out all the printers which are connected to the system, which are installed on the system, and it will identify and it will give you, even with the service as well, like the printer spooler, right? These are few of the common troubleshooting tasks which IT person will perform in this kind of a scenario. So see, basically what we are, as I said earlier as well, what we are trying to address is the commonly faced tasks. Our IT team is stuck and majority of their bandwidth are going in addressing very common tasks, right? So that is where this is coming very handy. See, it took hardly a minute, ran a printer health diagnostic, all detected printers, including this report status is normal, right? So it checked it out. This is the default printer which is there on my system. If I give it out as a print a test page, it will also print a test page from this machine, right? So you don't need to go on that system, or maybe if some user is on remote site, as an IT guy, it is again a challenge to guide the non-technical user for certain tasks to be performed, right? So that is where this comes very helpful. Another common task is system is working slow. We as an IT, technical people, we cannot expect maybe a HR person or a finance person or a maybe non-technical person to respond to our queries. That if we cannot ask them that what are the processes running on your machine, right? If the system is running slow, we will not be able to even take a remote access if that system is on a remote site. So instead, on this, on this particular prompt, you just type it out, show processes consuming high memory. I can just type that on this chat AI, and it will directly pull me up the top processes which are consuming high memory, right? That is what the beauty about this AI. See, I'll look for an automated way to inspect high memory processes on this machine now. So the way we talk it out to a chat GPT or an any of the Gemini or Microsoft Copilot, it's exactly the same thing. But this is a more structured way from the IT automation or maybe IT operations perspective. So that will help it out to you to troubleshoot that will help it out to you to reduce your efforts and your tasks. So many of the L1, L2 tasks can be taken care from this AI itself, right? Another one, a use case. I'm sure you will be able to relate it out. We do not have the complete visibility of alerts, right? I'm sure you know that on a, I don't know if you guys have read it out, the article released by the IBM, but as a global standard or maybe globally surveyed, the numbers which come out is on a daily basis, a single normal server has almost about 17,000 alerts, a single server. So do you think, practically speaking, even if you have a single person sitting on that server to monitor, can go through all these 17,000 alerts? Is it practically possible? No, right? So that is where this comes. So how engineer will be knowing out whether that particular alert is an critical alert or not, right? So all these alerts are also, that is, those are getting generated, but we need to see how it is and which are the critical ones, right? See this, while we were talking, it already popped me up these many services. So Google Chrome is taking this much memory, PowerPoint is taking this much, Zoom meeting is taking this one. So, and if you see, it will also ask me, I can next help you to target Chrome specifically or close optimize a particular process. So if I just tell that, please close Google Chrome, it will close and shut down this process, right? Why you get, now one thing, you will have a question, user is working on certain task, how it can get killed, right? So you as an admin, when it has been reported to you, so you are going to troubleshoot those tasks. So if such kind of a process you need to end, definitely you need to have that consent from the user. But when you are as an admin, you are having an access to this Atera portal, you have those rights. You don't need to enter out the administrator password on your end user machine, even for the installation, uninstallation, which we talked about earlier. So user does not have that permission, or they do not have admin privileges, right? However, when you do this through Atera, so Atera has an agent on the end user machine. It creates a SSL tunnel with the end user, and these all tasks are performed through that secure tunnel, secure channel, right? So that is why it has an elevated permission, and it will not ask you for the username and password of admin if you want to perform any kind of these tasks like installation, uninstallation, or killing out certain services or a memory or a maybe process, right? So that is where this becomes very handy. Now, the another thing which we were talking about, this use case, right? Where there are multiple alerts which are getting generated. For an example, there are 17,000 alerts getting generated on on a server. One of the alert is with respect to a brute force attack, right? What happens in brute force attack? Under that, you have multiple attempts of trying to log in, right? So this has those capability where we can create it out, right? Where we can define out the threshold, and under that, if there are multiple logins which are getting created, you can see my screen, right? So I'll just add it up. So what happens is, if there are 3 failed login attempts within time period of, maybe for example, I'll put it out as 2 minutes, right? Within 2 minutes, if there are 3 failed login attempts, see, if there is a legitimate user who is trying to log in, after 2 wrong passwords or maybe 3, they will report it out and try to reset it out, right? But if there are, for example, 5 login failed attempts within 2 minutes, it will generate a critical alert and it will create a ticket. That is what the beauty is, right? So this is how you can automate your users, your this alerts can generate automatic ticket, and this ticket will come into your bucket. IT guys are always on the ticketing page, right? So they will get that particular ticket that someone is trying to log in. And at the same time, it has a scripting as well. So you can add up a script if someone is trying to log in or maybe multiple attempts. If this condition is triggered, disconnect the LAN network. So you can prevent out any kind of a suspicious activity if also happening. You can prevent that activity to laterally move in your environment. So that is what the automation which you can bring in on using this solution, right? And not only from this front, even if you have an additional things, a custom, there are multiple CPU load. For example, if there are CPU, your server CPU is hitting 60% for 1.5 minutes, you create alert, right? So you don't need to keep on tracking it out and checking it out. Alert are getting generated on the server locally, but this will help you out if these conditions are getting triggered automatically. This is an automation. So it will create an alert and you can understand that something is wrong on the system and get that troubleshooted. And troubleshooting also using a script, you can do that automatically, right? So that is what the beauty about this automation. Correct. See, now going ahead, the one which I set it out as a creating those alerts into a ticket. I'm sure you must have seen it out that majority are basically IT teams task is what the tickets in the bucket should be minimum, right? Every day they're trying to close as many as possible. They were trying to see that tickets are should not be lying in the bucket. So the one which I set out a critical alert or any kind of an alert from any modules, it will directly come into this ticketing bucket, right? You can see this. These are the different tickets which are there. Similarly, you will get the ticket if an alert is generated, the ticket gets generated here automatically. An IT guy will know that, okay, there is a ticket. This ticketing module is also having a AI incorporated. So you don't need to even go into the tickets. See, for example, this is an AI button. I'll just click it out here. So what it will do, I'm not even going inside the ticket. I'm just scrolling it down, but I clicked on this AI. It will summarize the ticket. Whatever has happened into the ticket, it will summarize it out for me, right? So I don't need to walk through the different comments which are there inside or maybe what is there. So it will summarize. See, it is summarizing a ticket, whatever has happened under the ticket, and it will give me. At the same time, it will also give me the recommendations. See this. It did not even take a minute, right? User asked to fully format or reset their PC. This was the ticket which was raised. And these are the actions taken, right? Actionable next step is obviously, yeah, they cannot directly reset or format the system, right? So these are the next actionable steps which can be performed. So this will not only the AI, not only from the ticketing front, will give you the summary, it will also give you the recommendations, right? For an instance, if you are facing some issue of a system related issue, right? So if system related issue is there, for example, here it is a printer issue, right? Or maybe see this is a one of the user has raised out a need VLC media player. So what I'll do is I'll just type it out. I'll go to this AI here. It will summarize it out for me and it will ask me, you want me to install out the VLC media? I'll just type yes. Automatically, it will get installed. I am not even going and taking out the remote access of the system, right? Including this, you see it. This also has a generate reply. So everything can be automated here. I don't need to type anything. The reply will be automated using an AI. And this has a SLA as well, right? So like any other ticketing tool or any other ITSM tool, this has a full-fledged capability which can be taken care from the IT help desk and service desk perspective, right? All the alerts, everything can be incorporated here. See this actionable next step. This is the recommendation which they are giving it out to me. And I can type it out here, whatever I want it to be performed, right? So this is the kind of an automation with AI which this platform brings into the table, right? This has multiple other, of course, with respect of time, I'll not go into details of all the modules. We can have a separate sessions, one-on-one sessions with you all as well. However, I'll just showcase it out couple of modules like patch management, right? So you can see that this is a dashboard of patch management. This gives me a complete insight. This is a one part of my compliance. So I can get the details right with a single click. These all details are in a real time. And as I said earlier, it supports all the platforms, Linux, Mac, and Windows, right? So you get all the insights within a single click. which are the critical patches missing, which are the systems where critical patches are missing. And not only from operating system patches, this also supports third-party software patches. Okay, see this. You can see this number here, which I highlighted. So 48 is the number. So this is, I'll go back on the overview page. Devices missing software updates. So this also supports all your third-party software as well, software patches, which directly can be installed it out or executed from here. So these are few of the use cases which it helps to cater out from maintaining and reducing around the lot of amount of time of our IT resources, right? So that is the reason why we claim it out that we are trying to improve out the efficiency and performance of our team. Definitely now one more thing which will come into a question as how we can track all these things, right? How we can get the details. So definitely this also has a reporting part. Like for an instance, as I said, for an example, I'll show you what we talked about is asset, right? During the audit, we need to have a latest details of our assets, how we can maintain it out. So in this, you have a preset of auditor report. So for an example, as an audit, if you have an audit, for audit, what all things you need? What are the asset details, right? Right? The hardware, so hardware details means your make, model, serial number of your assets, how many drives are there, what are the displays, all these details you have it out in that asset details. So everything can be pulled out on a report within a single click. This has a preset of auditor report, just as an example. Right, sorry, I'm having a bad throat. So that is the preset which we can pull it out here, and all the report can be pulled out with a single click, right? I'll just refresh out the page. Go on the page. So these were the use cases. By the time that page opens, I'll just show it out. So this was another scenario which I had listed it out from the scripting front, as I shared earlier, right? So this also has a scripting. So you need not be a coder, you need not be knowing any scripting language as well. So this has a module of scripting, again incorporated with AI. So if we want to write down any batch file or a shell script or a PowerShell script, we just need to type it out into a layman English language, right? Layman English language. I'll come down to the report section again. I'll just show it out to you here. Right? Script. I'll just create a script, right? So for an instance, any script, I'll put down, for example, clear browsing cache. There are already presets available. Almost 1,000+ scripts are part of this database. However, I'll just put it out this here. Clear cache memory of system, right? Not a browser cache. We'll do it out as a cache memory of a system, right? I'll just put it out here and I'll click on generate. It will not even take a minute and it will generate out a script for me. See this. It directly generate out a script. I can test it out. If I have a test system, I'll just select it from here. I'll select that system and I'll run it out. That will be as an execution on a test machine. Then I'll just need to save out the script. And whenever I want to run it, I'll just go on this device page and then run that particular script. So this is that simple. So this is the C PowerShell. If I want to change out on a batch, see, I'll just select the file type. Within fraction of second, the format got changed. So that is the capability of AI which we are bringing it out on a table, right? See this was the report which I was talking about. So for an example, for our Mumbai branch where I say it out. So I'll just click on generate. See how much time it took. Not even 5 seconds. So this is the insight of complete my environment. Total number of systems are 48. Out of the 2 are domain controllers, 46 are the workstations, right? And you get all these, which is the operating system, which version it is, which are the office versions, which are the antiviruses installed, how much are the disk space, and everything. This you can export it out into an Excel and a PDF. So obviously you want this to be exported because you need to submit it out to your auditor, right? So that is what you directly can pull it out from here, right? So these are few of the use cases which we were talking about. The patch management, I already showed it out to you, that how we can, control out our patches, the operating system patches, and the third-party software patches as well. So I'm sure these. Okay, I believe it's already 3:49. With respect of time, I would not go in further details. Definitely, we can have a deep down session as well. However, I would request, if you have any kind of a query, if you would have put it up on a chat. Let me just say it out. Any queries or questions? Yes, I have. Okay. Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, Savio. I have a question from Savio. Can one of the query is, can AI close the ticket if it is resolved by AI with resolution notes? Yes, it can close out the ticket with the resolution notes if it has been resolved by AI. The another module which definitely, after this query and this questions, I'll put it up. I'll share you a couple of very important point on the platform. I'll share it out to you. That will help you to address answer this. Right. Another one is, since it is based out of MS, does it integrate with Outlook and Teams? Specifically, can help desk tickets be raised by users from email and Teams? Yes, definitely, Savio. The tickets can be raised through an email. We can just define out the email address, the maybe your support address, for example, support@abc.com. So I'm a user. I'll just type an email that I'm facing XYZ issue, and I send out an email to support@abc.com. So that will directly raise out a ticket, and that ticket will be coming out on this page. This is the ticket page where I'll get that particular ticket. There are another way to raise out a ticket. This is one of the email. Another way to raise out a ticket is help desk portal. All the users will also get their own portal, the login credentials, user credentials, and they can also go to that portal where they can raise the ticket. They can see their historical tickets as well. They can have the knowledge base as well from that particular portal, right? So this AI which we talked about today, right, was a Copilot and a Robin which we are talking about from Atera. That is for the IT admins, right? Atera also has come out with an automated resolution from the user front, right? So they also has an autopilot functionality where users themselves has that capability, and they get the access to this AI, where they can give a prompt, whatever the issues they are facing, they can give that prompt to their AI on their own machines itself, and that will resolve, that will give the resolution, give the answers, and address their queries. Definitely that AI is built in such a manner that that should not impact the business. For an instance, if I'm a user, I say my AI that please format my system. Obviously it will not format the system, right? The L1 level task or an L2 level task will be performed by AI. Then if still it is not resolved, it will ask user to raise out a case and to reach out to the IT admins. Then it can be taken care by an IT team. So that is what another module which is there, which we can have another session, definitely. However, these are few key scenarios which we have. So Xavier, to the first answer which I gave it out, AI, yes, they has the capacity to auto resolve it out, and it will raise the ticket as well as an audit log, and it will close the ticket by itself. Okay. One of the person is asking it out about cloud available. Yes. So cloud right now it is hosted out on MS Azure in US and UK. Hosting in India definitely is into a process, into a roadmap. However, the data privacy and protection is not a concern as of now. As I showed, it has the certifications required for as per our laws as well. Data localization, definitely that will be one of the query. However, this is into a roadmap as of now, right? Okay. One quick thing, last thing I would request, I believe I do not see any other questions. I request, if you all, thank you once again for joining us on this session today. I request if you can go on the